What's up? Well, it's time to dive into a franchise which I talked about a couple of the sequels before in previous videos, but I'm going to start talking about more of them. Today we're going to start diving into the Children of the Corn franchise. Now I'm leaving the original Children of the Corn for a future video, so I'm not going to be starting with it. And I already have videos for Children of the Corn 5, Fields of Terror, and Children of the Corn Genesis up. So I'm not going to be diving into those again. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice. Released by Film Avenue Entertainment, October 21st, 1992. Produced by Lawrence Mordoff. Written by Al Lutz and Gilbert Adler. And directed by David F. Prince, who's also done more like comedy films and stuff, like The Bill Murray Experience, All Men Are Liars, Dr. Jekyll, Miss Hyde, and Son of Darkness to Die For 2. It's had a budget of $1.3 million. It was a modest success at the box office. Children 2, The Final Sacrifice, is, interesting because it starts off with like this tabloid writer and his son trying to find a new story in rural towns. They heard about the killer cult in the corn, so they go out and try to find the story. And then they, lo and behold, they come across a similar situation in a nearby rural town of a killer cult full of kids. Killing off the older population, and in weird ways, and they're trying to figure out why. And sure enough, lo and behold, the thing who walks among the corn, I'm pretty sure that's the thing that they use, is part of it. And so they go and they look more into it, and it's up to them to save the rest of the town from the cult kids. So yeah, Children of the Corn 2 is actually a pretty decent follow-up to Children of the Corn. It takes concepts of the original film and puts it in somewhat of a new dynamic, because you have the aftermath of the town and people are looking into it and stuff, and you have this new guy who's sort of like Mordecai in the original, and he becomes possessed and basically starts doing the same sort of stuff, but in a new setting with new characters and stuff like that. A lot of the characters are actually fun and enjoyable to watch. You clearly tell who's gonna die and stuff though, but this is one of the ones where it's one of those films that have so many cheesy kills that you have to see. Like you have your typical big opening kill, which is a news crew where it's like tornado like weather and they decide to run out of the van and get impaled by corn and all that fun stuff. Yeah, and there's a lot of good kills in this, like the old lady who keeps screaming at them that they killed her sister, which they did. They did a Wizard of Oz style by lowering a house on her, sort of like the Wicked Witch of the West, and then they take basically a remote control car and drive it through the diner window. There's a lot of good cheesy scenes like that in this film. Also, it's very well put together for the most part. There is some weird consistencies of characters not having as much screen time. You almost forget that they're part of the film, but for the most part, it's still fun. And the ending closing scene of the final sacrifice and then the way they say it was pretty well put together. And there's pretty well done. Like, the acting was well done. Most of the special effects are still good. Some of the optical effects are pretty cheesy. And there's one terrible, when the kid gets possessed, the leader gets possessed. There's some terrible CG in that. But other than that, rest of the part is pretty solid. Some of the pacing might be a little bit slow for some people and stuff, but it's a pretty decent follow-up for what they had to do. I wish it was a little bit longer because it seems like it kind of just jumps to certain things and they could have played it out a little bit more, but for the most part, it's pretty decent. So with that, I'm going to give Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice, a 3 out of 5. It's not as good as the first one, obviously, but it's still a pretty decent follow-up. Now, hopefully the rest of the sequels are the same, which I heard a lot of bad things about, so it's going to be fun. So make sure you subscribe so you can hear my opinions on those. There's a channel link down below for this film down below, so make sure you check it out if you haven't seen it or you want to relive it or whatever. It's linked down below. Also, my Instagram's always linked down below, where I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story. Where I always put the film title and a hashtag, and same with the subgenre of film is also in a hashtag. So make sure you follow me there to stay in the loop. Like this video, share it so more people are aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you've seen it, and also let me know your favorite Childhood Corn film if you have one. I'll love to hear that, so make sure you comment that down below as well. And finally, if you have any films or franchises at all, any films at all, basically, I'll watch anything that you want to hear my opinions on. Comment those down below. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. So, yeah, and yeah, watch out for those killer kids in that small rural town near you that are probably sacrificing people to some corn demons and stuff. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review, which will probably be the third one, but we'll see. So, cheers.